Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Arcade Hunter. In this episode we're taking a look at Starfighters Arcade in Mesa, Arizona. Right when you walk in the door, you're greeted by this Pac-Man cabaret cabinet, which was really cool, and my daughter loves Pac-Man and she hopped right on this thing because it's her size. And this one happened to be for sale as well, but it was a little too rich for my blood. But this was cool to see right when you walk in the door. I don't see a lot of these cabaret cabinets. Right next to that was one of those huge double-screen X-Men arcade games that I believe is 6 players. And then I can kind of pan over here in the lobby, and they've got a telephone booth with a little thing on top like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, time machine there, and then you can see into the arcade, and this place is absolutely amazing. Right when I walked in, I saw a Star Trek arcade game, and this is one of my favorite vector-based games, and I used to hardly ever see it, but now I'm starting to find it everywhere, which is making me excited. The way this place was laid out was really cool. There was a bunch of pinball machines in the middle, and then there was these little aisles, and a lot of them were themed. For example, here you can see a huge row of midway arcade games, and it was just really cool to see a lot of these, just frankly in beautiful condition, really old, awesome machines. And then the other side here we've got a deluxe Space Invaders from Midway, and this is a really cool machine. It's got that moon background that reflects on there. A lot of times you just see Space Invaders, but not the Space Invaders Deluxe from Midway. They had a Gorf cabinet, which I love Gorf, and we'll take a closer look at in a minute. There's Burger Time and Tapper and Satan's Hollow, which I've never actually heard of before. But let's take a closer look at Gorf. Gorf is one of my favorite spaceship shooters from the early 80s. Everything about it is great. I love the cabinet, I love the big joystick, I love the art on the cabinet. And it's all in all just a great game because it's a mix of a bunch of different types of games. There's a Space Invaders type level, there's a Galaxian type level, and then a couple of levels that are unique just to Gorf itself. So many great pinball machines too. My daughter loved that. She loves pinball, and a good mix of modern ones and classic pinball machines. Their website says they have over 30, and that's about accurate when you look at how many they have here. Some more older tables here in the back. I like those ones. And then here is another row that's like an Atari Row, so you can see we've got Paperboy here, which is awesome. That's another one of my daughter's favorites. And then next to that there's a Rolling Thunder. So many more classic Atari games on this side too. Tempest is fantastic. And look at all those pinball machines. So many. I love this place. I haven't seen this many pinball machines in one place probably since I was at the Pinball World Hall of Fame in Las Vegas, Nevada, which if you're ever in Vegas, definitely go check that place out. They've got a ton of pinball machines as well, but they've got a really nice collection here. And a good mix, like I said, of modern and older ones, but I didn't see any EM machines. I think they were all solid state, but that's okay, I can understand that. The EM machines are really hard to keep running anymore. As you can hear, it's pretty loud in here, but all of that racket's being caused by the over 30 pinball machines and over 120 arcade games they have, so it's a beautiful racket. And here's a closer look at the Atari Row there. There's Marble Madness, which I haven't played that with the original arcade controls in a long time, so that was super fun. Me and my daughter played a lot of that. Roadrunner, which I've never actually played. And then Road Blasters, which is one of my all-time favorite arcade games. And And then here's that Rolling Thunder and Paperboy cabinet again. Paperboy is great with the original arcade controls too. And over here we've got a lot of the classics like Centipede and Millipede. And then Crystal Castles. I've never actually seen the arcade version of this. I've played a lot of the home conversions, but it was really cool to finally get a chance to play the original arcade cabinet with the trackball controls, because I'm used to playing this with like Atari joysticks and stuff. So everyone's right, it does play better with the trackball controls. And then here's that Tempest again, which again, Tempest is a fantastic vector graphics game. And as you can see here, all of these cabinets are just in fantastic condition, meticulously maintained, but they're all played. Everybody plays them too, so that's awesome. You can tell a lot of love, blood, sweat, and tears goes into keeping this place running. Now I know it's hard to see, but this is a little room we found off to the side that had a couch with a coffee table and a Mega Touch machine, which was cool, and then a really old Space Wars cabinet, and then a really cool old pinball machine too. Now when I call it a room, it was a room, but there was a big opening in the wall, and if we look here through to the right, we can see the rest of the arcade and just so many more classic arcade games there. This place is amazing. Here's a really cool modern pinball machine called Whitewater. My daughter really liked this one, and I had tons of fun playing it too. Lots of ramps, very bright and loud, tons of cool effects. Definitely a fun machine. Another great thing about Starfighters Arcade is the pricing. They're open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, and you pay $10 at the door to get in, and then everything is set to free play. There's no quarters or anything involved, and you can play all night on that $10. Or you can pay $35 and get a month-long membership, which is a great deal. That's what I've opted to do. Here's some more classics. We've got Vanguard. And then there's a Phoenix machine, which I've never played that before on an actual arcade cabinet, so that was cool. And there's an Arkanoid cabinet with the spinner control. That's always nice to find one of those to play. And then Journey. I've never actually seen this arcade game, but I've heard tons about it, and I've heard it's pretty weird. I didn't get a chance to actually play it this time when I was here, but I will definitely play it the next time I'm here, because I've got to see what all the weirdness is about. Here's another interesting room we found with like disco lighting and a Gauntlet Dark Legacy cabinet, but the disco lighting I'm sure was actually for the Dance Dance Revolution game they had over here, so that was pretty cool, a little themed dance room. We saw some people having some competitions earlier in there. Here's an older classic pinball machine, Hot Doggin', and this is one that I had a lot of fun playing. It's a wider cabinet, and I love these older ones. And here's my daughter playing another one, Matahari, which this is a fantastic classic older pinball game too, and I think this was my daughter's favorite one while she was there. She played this one quite a bit. Look at all these games. They had 4 Arctic Thunder machines wired up for multiplayer, which is also tons of fun. And you can see when I look down here, just more pinball machines. And they had some projectors going on the walls too. You can see there was Star Wars going on over there, and then up above these older pinball machines to the left, they were playing Legend, which I haven't seen that movie in ages. So that was funny to see going on. Here's my daughter playing that Hot Doggin' machine. Like I said, that's a fun one too. I like cabinets that have more than 2 flippers. This one has, I think, 3 flippers. So that's cool when you see that on an older machine. And look at all these beautiful machines: Joust, Moon Patrol, Robotron, the ulcer-inducing Sinistar, Defender. I like a lot of the decor here too. They like comic books and albums and stuff. And you got Stargate, Mad Planets, which I've never heard of or played before, Cubert, which is of course a classic, and then check this out. Look at these two things here. A Dragon's Lair and a Space Ace cabinet. These are those Laserdisc machines, and if you look on top, there's a, if you can see it, a Devo hat on top of the Space Ace cabinet. But I've never actually seen a Space Ace cabinet, I don't think, and I haven't seen Dragon's Lair in ages. So many pinball machines. So awesome. Look at them all going. Here's some more even classic games. A lot of Sega stuff here. We've got an Afterburner. There's a Space Harrier there, all in fantastic condition. Hang On. A lot of the Sega Super Scaler games there. And Zaxxon. Frogger, just some more good Sega goodness all around. Golden Axe there. A stand-up Outrun, which is pretty cool. And a Radmobile. Just tons of great Sega stuff there as well. I like how they have them kind of themes, like one alcove will have a lot of Sega stuff, one alcove will have a bunch of Atari stuff. We found a room that was like a lot of fighting games, like Virtua Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and beat 'em ups like Alien vs Predator. That game's fantastic. And Darkstalkers, I haven't played that in forever. There's a Neo Geo cabinet, looks like it's got one of those 160-in-1 cartridges in it. And then Karate Champs, which I feel like everywhere I go that I see a Karate Champ cabinet, it's broken, it's not turned on. There's an X-Men Children of the Atom, that's cool. Just tons of good fighting games, a couple shooters there. And then NFL Blitz on a big screen. That was cool, there was tons of people having fun playing that earlier. That can get pretty rowdy. And then Stun Runner. This is one of my other all-time favorite games, and I feel like I haven't seen a Stun Runner since I was in a Pocket Change arcade game when I was in high school. But this is a great game, and this one was in fantastic condition, and my daughter actually really liked it too. And this is over where they had a bunch of other like racing games. They had this Japanese game that I didn't recognize there, and there's a Episode 1 Pod Racer back there, but it wasn't working. And then here's those Hydro Thunder cabinets, all four of them wired together for multiplayer. We played that quite a bit too, and that was a lot of fun. Stun Runner is a fantastic game. I was glad to see this here, and I will be playing tons of this because I will be coming back here quite frequently. I bought the membership and I plan on using it. Here's another little area with some cool games. We've got a Spy Hunter cabinet, which is always cool to see. Another Space Invaders. Rally X. There was a Gyrus or Gyrus. I'm not 100% sure how you say that. I've heard multiple pronunciations, but that's one that's always fun to play too with the spinner controller. And then Blastroids, that's a fantastic game. If you ever see that, play it. It's like an updated multiplayer version of Asteroids, and it is fun. R-Type in a versus Castlevania cabinet, that's cool. And an NBA Jam here, which I think that looked like it was originally a Die Hard cabinet, converted to NBA Jam, that's kind of weird. And then Omega Race, there's another arcade game that I've played the Atari conversion quite a bit, but it was awesome to finally see the arcade cabinet. Next to a Ghouls and Ghosts and a Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I played the Sega Genesis game quite a bit, but that's another game that's actually hard to emulate even through MAME. Here's another great pinball machine, a classic, Space Station. I think I had more fun playing this one than my daughter did. Played that Pinbot next to it quite a bit too. If I haven't mentioned it before, this place had an amazing collection of pinball machines. If you're into pinball, definitely come here. They even have sanctioned pinball tournaments here, which is pretty cool. If you're into that kind of thing, definitely check out their website. I'll post a link to the website down in the description below. Oh look, what do we have here? More classic games. We've got a Star Castle. It's always a rare find. Gravatar, another Asteroids machine. So much good stuff. There's a Nintendo Play Choice 10 right there. Here's a look at that little room with the pinball machine and the Mega Touch again. There's that Star Trek. I love Star Trek. And a few other sit-down games here too. We've got a Red Baron, which is really cool, and a Star Wars. And then I believe this is a Raiden 2, which I've never seen a sit-down version of this. That was kind of interesting to see. There's another shot down one side of all the pinball machines. And my daughter playing another one that she really liked. This is another pinball machine that I really liked. It's called Space Invaders. But that's clearly a xenomorph on the front. And I don't know if I liked it just because of that and because of the kind of xenomorph theming, or if it really was a good pinball machine. I might have been biased. It was a good machine, but that's a cool one. I've never seen that one before. There was also another little room off to the side that had a Tron Cabinet in it. We have a lot of cool little machines tucked away in here. Solar Fox. And a Gauntlet Cabinet. I can't believe nobody was playing this. That is such a fun 4-player game. And then Crossbow. Smash TV, which is tons of fun. If you're into Robotron 2084, you gotta play Smash TV. And there's Venture. And Wizards of War. That's another arcade game that I've never seen but played the Atari conversion. Tons of. I am working on a video of the Atari conversion.
Look at all these old games.
And lastly, I'll leave you here with the wall of Nintendo. This was a bunch of Nintendo cabinets they had, and I love these. I love how they all look together on a wall. And of course, their fantastic Galaga neon sign. I'm definitely coming back here soon, that's for sure. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Arcade Hunter. If you like what you saw, I've got some other videos you can watch here. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe buttons, and also to follow us at the social media links down below. And as always, thanks for watching.